The G20 Summit is a gathering of the heads of the G20 nations. From June 25th to June 27th, 2010, they met in Toronto to discuss the global financial system and the economy. Although the gathering appeared to go as expected, the main focus of the weekend were the massive protests and the alarming efforts by the police to control the protesters. Issues such as gay rights, native rights, poverty, and capitalism were protested against, and many of these protests were determined to be peaceful. However, as security tightened over the weekend, many peaceful protesters were subject to unprovoked attacks by the police, and many were arrested for no reason at all. It was confirmed that almost 1,000 people were arrested over the weekend, and many had no charges laid against them.
It became a bit weird along the weekend because the police repression was so strong that a lot of events had to be cancelled that weren't illegal at all. People that were organizing events were being raided and woken up at gunpoint in their homes. And so there was an incredible amount of fear and people weren't even feeling safe.
Like people were being yelled at in really, really aggressive and demeaning ways. There was like a lot of homophobia involved. Like the cops were really picking on people who they thought were queer. Also women were threatened with sexual violence by the cops.
The thing that started happening a lot during the weekend, on Sunday especially, was jail solidarity and court solidarity for the incredible amount of people that were being imprisoned for no reason. They were basically illegally being detained by the police. A lot of people have named these detentions and arrests, renamed it as kidnap, because it was officially and in the law this was about 1,000 people kidnapped that occurred. A lot of people were even released without having had ever a phone call, a proper meal for like 60, 70 hours, didn't get to sleep. The detention facilities were there were like zoos, people couldn't even lay down because there wasn't enough space, they were in cages, and protests. So people standing, for example, people standing in front of the courthouse, groups of like under 100 people, literally singing like peaceful, lovely songs for their friends to hear that were inside, were shot rubber bullets at, were trampled by horses, were arrested. Same at the jail solidarity. They just started shooting on the crowd, and people that were sitting on the sidewalk. What was protesting for a cause became protesting in solidarity a lot.
It was just a really traumatizing time for a lot of people, and I think being treated like that by the cops will have really long-term effects for a lot of people.
Most of them got out, of the people I know got out on Monday or Tuesday, but some people got detained for up to a week. Waiting for trial, not even knowing what they were being charged with.
Were the police too violent with protesters? Although the Integrated Security Unit claimed that they had the power to demand identification and to arrest people within a certain area from the summit, it was later discovered that no such law existed, meaning that people were detained for absolutely no reason at all. So what does this mean for Canadian citizens? Are we still living in a secure country? Or are we living in a nation where we aren't even safe from our own police system?